Being outside is good for us. It's that simple. And trails make it easy for us to walk, bike, and be active outside in our own backyards. On the trail, we see people moving, connecting with their communities, making the places where they live great. For 40 years, Rails to Trails Conservancy has led the way, creating trails across the country, making it safer and easier for everyone to get outside. They want you to get involved. Find your trail and start your journey today at railstotrails.org/iHeart and follow at Rails to Trails on social.
Hello and welcome to 360 Gamercast, episode 785 for Tuesday, the 7th of July, 2026. I'm your host, Mark Webb, gamertag, Pearson ID, Steam ID, Webby 360G, and joining me on this very fine evening is...
Do not underestimate the power of PlayStation. It's Nick.
Number one stuntmaster, he's back especially for this, and this is a car crash, this is.
Started well since they switched, let's go.
Hello, it's a good thing we're back. We're going to start off different in this week. Obviously, Stunty's back. Hello, Stunty. Nice to have you back. It's been a long time. A very long time.
I had to come back for this one, especially the shower shit that Sony are in at the moment.
Indeed, and that is why you are back. Big news this week. We're going to be discussing this for quite a bit of time, actually, I believe. Sony, what are you doing? So, there's been quite a few negative stories come straight from Sony's mouth this week, and we're going to get through all of them. But the big one is obviously the fact that they made an official announcement on their blog stating that physical disc production is going to be ending in January 2028 for all new games releasing on PlayStation consoles.
Wow.
I know you guys have your opinions. You're big physical guys. I am shocked.
It's still weird that regardless, even if we are physical, even if we were full digital, it's quite an announcement just to come out with it as well.
Yeah.
You know?
Before the generation's actually even finished.
Yeah.
Well, this is what I was going to say, right, this is why I'm so shocked, because I was kind of half expecting them to, both Xbox and PlayStation, to say, when they announce their next-gen consoles, for them to announce them to be digital only. I was pretty much expecting that. But for Sony to say in 2028 to no longer be doing discs for any PlayStation system, PlayStation 5 included, obviously, I just think that's a bit strange.
And that's also not just first party, that's third party, that's everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I could understand if they say, right, all first party stuff is all going to be just digital only, and then the third party stuff, but this is everything. I mean, I don't even know how that will work with like limited run games now, stuff like that.
They have to go through Sony.
Well, that's what I mean. So basically that destroys them, doesn't it? Because, I mean, they don't release that much on the Xbox as it is. They do a lot on the Switch, but a lot of it is still PlayStation. So, big ripples this is.
It's huge, and I don't think Sony were expecting quite the big backlash that they've been getting on social media and news outlets, and even hit like mainstream news like Sky News TTV even did a segment on it. It's been on BBC. It's and the outcry is...
Well, if someone starts giving a loaded shotgun a blowjob, people are going to notice.
But it's not...
That's not what this is.
Yeah. It's not just in the gaming world. It's also... It's gone into the film industry because...
Celebrities talking about it, yeah.
Yeah, but the film industry is in, because of Blu-rays, the whole film industry is worried. It's like, well, they're pulling out of the games now. That's the Blu-ray industry as well that could be affected soon. There is a worry. I mean, Sony have always, just recently, they said they were pulling out the TV industry because they've sold it, haven't they, I think?
Oh, have they? Oh, wow.
Yeah, they sold all the... as far as I know...
So their entire business model is hanging basically on PlayStation?
Well, in the film, isn't it? But then they don't want to do... I don't know. I have no idea what they're up to, but it just... Someone's pushed the wrong button. I mean, that's something... I mean...
on a personal level, I think it's crazy. I mean, I've obviously been buying digital since the Xbox 360 era on consoles. Obviously, PC, it's been like that for a long time anyway. But it's weird, like, I have an Xbox and a PlayStation 5, but the PlayStation 5, I still buy discs for. I mean, I bought disc-based games for my kids for Christmas only last Christmas. And I was thinking to myself, what am I going to buy my kids for Christmas presents gaming wise now? Because having a Christmas card with a game code inside is just a bit fucking boring, isn't it?
It's shite. Yeah. It's an Apple gift card. It's an Amazon gift card.
Especially when you open it and you rip the code in half and can't use it.
Oh, right.
Yeah, especially if it doesn't work, the code. That's even better then, isn't it? It's already been redeemed.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, it's a crazy... I think also it's really put shockwaves because of what Sony did last week as well, where they've just pulled 500 films, that people were bought digitally on their system, and to say, no, license run out. Sorry, mate, lost it. Oh, right, okay. It's that
that's
attitude.
Not even you can re-download them if you've bought them, like on some of the games. If you've paid for them, you just can't watch them at all. End of.
Yeah, see, that's the poor thing. That's where I've always had this thing between digital and physical. I've always bought any game I buy. If it's a full title, I mostly buy it physical. If it's a small game like an arcade game or something that's really cheap, I will buy digital because I know that if I do lose it in the future, I haven't lost a lot of money.
Spent much, yeah.
Yeah, I was working it out actually. That there's only there's 2 games I think I've bought on this system that are full price titles, but they weren't. As in Ark Raiders, which was I think it was $29.99 for that, which you couldn't get physical anyway. But it wasn't a full price title. And I can't remember what the other one was, but it was reduced in the sale. And that's the one thing I love to know. Sony at the moment saying it's an 80 or 90% digital. Everyone's buying everything digital, and there's only 10% of people who are still buying physical. Be interested to know are you telling me that every person out there is paying £70 for a game that you can buy on disc for £54? I'd love to know if it is that, or is it just a lot of people are buying a lot of cheap stuff that goes on the sales and stuff? Because to be honest, anything I ever buy has got to be in the sales. I am not going to spend £70 digital on a game. Oh yeah, I know what the other game was. It was Oblivion, because it was on sale for £34, and there wasn't no disc release at that time, even though it's come out. Yeah. And it's come out on disc now, and it's not even on the disc anyway because it's Microsoft. So.
Well, I know what you're saying, but what I've been reading this week about the digital versus physical numbers is that Sony's been bodging the numbers. So one of the examples I put up on my screen at the minute is Astrobot, which I own physical as well because I got it for my boy for his birthday a couple of years ago. Worldwide, 55% of sales of Astrobot were physical.
Yeah, I bought it physical.
Yeah.
Do you know how they've done it, though, guys? When they say, 90% of sales are digital, so if you buy some DLC or a game for, a £5, that counts as one purchase, and if you buy a game for £50, on disc, that counts as one as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, obviously, I'm probably the similar. I've bought, loads of digital games, but only when they're cheap. The only game I've ever bought, which, I didn't buy, but it came with my PS5 console, was God of War Ragnarok.
Yeah.
I don't know what you would pay, especially, I think, like Stunty said, you look on the consoles, it's £70, and then you could buy it round the corner from Smith's or Amazon for 55. I don't know anybody that's doing that. I mean, I know, obviously it's different in Japan, because that's completely different culture over there, and they don't really like stuff, and they have tiny little houses, and So I understand over there they would probably prefer it.
What's that in Japan?
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah, but they love physical. Though,
Japan prefer physical, like way prefer physical. Yeah, they're starting to turn a bit more digital, but they are a physical society.
Yeah, they do really well.
Their
with
game
Nintendo
shops are massive, and they still have like music shops that sell CDs and stuff. Like they are literally how we used to be almost like 20 years ago before we fucked it all up.
Yeah, well, I've done some like research on it because I mean, you've been there a few times, obviously, Switch, into you, and I haven't been, but
yeah,
like up until 2002, second-hand games were illegal in Japan. And stuff like that, and game rentals were.
I don't think so, because every time I've gone, there's been second-hand game shops. So
up until 2002, so basically through PS1 to the start of PS2.
Right, fair enough.
It was illegal, and that's why, like, game rentals. That's why so many games in the 90s and early 2000s, when the Japanese made the Western version, they made them really harder compared to theirs, so they could so you couldn't rent them and finish them in a day and stuff like that, because they didn't like renting. So they've always had this kind of mentality where they don't think when we buy something on them that we own it. They just basically think we're renting it. Because I remember, what was it, Webby? I mean, it's gone back 2 or 3 years. I think it was when Gran Turismo 7 came out. The guy that they done a big event to show off Gran Turismo 7, and the guy couldn't understand why they had all these consoles out through like all the Gran Turismos of the generations, and people were queuing up to play the retro consoles, and no one was bothered with the new one. And he said, why would anyone be playing these old crappy ones when they could play the brand new one? And that's just... I just think it's a different mentality.
That's when I'd have lent in and gone, because they still can play that, which you won't be able to play your new one in 20 years' time.
Yeah, the game's there. And
because it's always online.
And you're not going to buy a game like when we bought, what was it, Webby? It's like some of the Forza games where Porsche just had a hissy fit and they just removed all the Porsche games out of it. So even if you paid for the DLC, you lost all the Porsche cars. And I just think, well...
I think the problem with this is I think it's a strange one. I think Sony, as a games console and brand and stuff, and we've talked about this many times, have kind of lost their way since they left Japan and went to California. They've always, they lost their kind of that Japanese essence, if that makes sense.
Almost their identity, per se, as well.
Yeah, 100%. And it's just really strange to see where this decision has come from, because people buy a lot of physical, and what I haven't grasped is, and I've seen this on our Discord as well. If you go in the PlayStation chat, there's been quite a lot of arguments going on about this as well, but it's been quite heavy on social media. Is that people are saying, well, I don't care, I'm going to buy a PS6 anyway, digital's the future. And I can kind of see where you're coming from, because you're looking at, you buy a lot of digital, and, you play all your music on Spotify, you maybe watch all your video, like your movies and that, for a streaming service. But the difference is you can still buy Blu-rays and DVDs, even for brand new releases that have come out like this week. Music, they still produce CDs and vinyl. With games, with games, you're not going to have a choice. And this is what gets quite scary from a consumer perspective. Now, I've seen the argument, well, PC's all digital, why are you moaning you're a PC gamer? And I can see where you're coming from with that argument, 100%. But the difference is between a console and PC is PC's a completely open platform. I have a choice of where I can buy my games from multiple different stores and websites. I can get deals, etc., etc. Obviously, with a console, it's a bit like being stuck in the Apple Store marketplace with your Apple phone, right? And Sony's the worst for it, because with Sony games, you can't buy the game codes anywhere else apart from on the store. Whereas with Xbox, as an example, I can still go on CD keys and buy an Xbox / because it's Play Anywhere, I could go and get a deal of a website like CD Keys. Sony is so locked down on PlayStation that, you know, the store is the only place where you can buy it. And at the moment, obviously, buying a physical game, you can usually get cheaper than buying digital. And there's always sales on websites or, you know, somewhere like Argos or Smiths or something like that. When they go fully digital, your sales are gone. You know, that game, God of War, Ragnarok, as a prime example, that Nick said, five years down the line, so Sony can be like, yeah, it's still 70 quid on our store, and that's the only way that you can get it. Whereas if you have a physical copy, I could pop on Facebook Marketplace and pick up for 20 quid, or CEX, or Smiths, or Shop2.net, or
my mate.
Yeah. So
have you also noticed, Webby, do you use hot UK deals when like, Smiths will be like, oh, the games are all 25 quid, and then all of a sudden Argos price match and Amazon price match them, so they're all in competition with each other to, like, you know, get your business, whereas Sony, it's like, you give us money or you get nothing.
Well, it's like, look here, I'm just looking now in the store. Go to the Yote, right? £70. I went on eBay this morning and I can pick it up for 42 quid.
Yeah.
There we go.
I think I paid like 60 odd quid on release, so it was like £10 cheaper getting a physical copy, which you like say you can lend it to someone.
No. Yeah.
Nah, you can lend it out, you can sell it on, trade it in against other games, etc., etc. But yeah, obviously we're now getting to the point as well where people are being priced out of the actual consoles themselves.
Yeah, 100%, mate.
So this entire thing is completely weird because people have dug into the numbers. Like you said, most of Sony's first-party games have got like almost a 50-50 split on the digital or physical purchases. If not, in a couple of cases, the physical actually outweighed the digital purchase. This is only going back a year or two. More people, like way more people, own disc PlayStations than digital PlayStations. Even if they are just buying digitally, they've still got it to have a disc player with it, whether it's for film, Blu-rays, or just PS4 having an extra option as well. Some people still rely on the second-hand market because money's tight and they can't necessarily afford to go out and spend $50, $60, $70 or whatever it is, or pounds on a new game.
100%.
It's quite weird, and I always find it funny as well that I'm pretty much sure the people that buy physical games buy more games than people who buy digital games.
Yeah, you're probably right there. I mean, I know a couple of people that don't buy any games; they just use PS Plus. So you know, the PS6 when it comes out, it's perfect for them because they're never going to buy. You know, I know a couple of people that don't buy anything physical; they just buy digital. But then they probably only buy one game a year because they just use PS Plus. You know, they don't buy much. You know, and then I know a couple of people that don't really buy physical, but bought the PS5 but wanted it with the disc drive because it goes, oh, I might pop a Blu-ray in it every now and again. I mean, or even a DVD because you can put a DVD in them. You know, and it's like, say, oh, it's just the convenience of having it. Because, I mean, at the time when the PS5 came out, they were what, $450? They were $450, and you could buy the dickless one for $400, couldn't you? So that's what it was originally when they first came out. And all my mates goes, oh no, we get the one with the disc drive because I have still got some PS4 games that I could play. You know, so
yeah, the back
but now,
pat thing.
But now you've got this whole thing where in 2028 you're going to have the PS5 is definitely coming out in 2027. They're saying.
Oh, the PS6, you mean?
PS6. Sorry, the PS6 is coming out in 2027. So all these people are going to go and buy the PS6, but then they're also going to go.
I don't think so.
Yeah, but, well, I don't think it will. But wait a minute, let me get to it. So, but then they're going to go, okay, but I can't play my PS5 games I've got on disc. Oh, well, what's the point of me buying it then? You know, because when the generation goes into the next gen, which even though there doesn't feel like it's a generation up leap anymore, you don't really get much on release, do you? So when the PS5 came out, there wasn't really much that we could play at first because you were still playing the PS4 games like Cyberpunk and stuff like that and The Witcher, and then they just started to upscale them. But if you then realise that you're then going to get a unit that's not even got a disc drive or anything like that at all, and it's like, so your whole library of PS5 games, your PS4 games, all literally, they're all just scrap because your PS6 doesn't even have a disc drive. It's just...
Well, your disc, if you've got them on disc, they're definitely not going to work.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
And that's not to say PS6 is even going to be backwards compatible with PS5.
Well, it might not be.
They might tell you to get stuffed as well.
Well, they might do PS5, but not PS4, because it's always been like that, hasn't it? It's like, apart from the PS3, which did it didn't really, because the PS3, only the originals did the PS1 and PS2.
There's no reason why they couldn't do it. It's just they don't want to.
They probably wouldn't want to do it. I guarantee that they would probably say, "Oh, we can't do the PS4 stuff because there could be errors." I mean, I've noticed that on the PS5. I'm playing the game at the moment, and every time you load the game up, it says this game could have errors because it's a PS4 game. Yeah,
but is it because they want it to have errors, or they just want you to buy the remaster again?
Certain games aren't particularly well maintained, I suppose, for that back compat, because it was kind of like a last minute thing. Numbers are also skewed in the fact that there's over 7,000 games available digitally on the PlayStation 5 compared to just over 1,000 physically. So there's games that you can't even buy physically on the system, and they're including everything from, I don't know, Cat Quest to bloody those little clicker games that cost like 99p, any single bit of DLC you buy. So if you go out and buy a game physically that doesn't actually have a deluxe edition of the game available, but you still want that deluxe edition content, when you make a purchase for that deluxe edition content, Sony are like, oh, we've got another digital game sale there. Even though you bought a physical copy and you're just doing like the £10 add-on for the free DLC or whatever it was that was with the game, they class that as a digital purchase game, as well as microtransaction currencies like V-Bucks, etc., that people buy in spades, or like FIFA coins and stuff that and they're all going to be putting into like your NBAs, your Maddens, and all of that lot, which are some of the only games some people own, and just constantly spend loads on that. This is completely weird, and I can see this blowing up in a lot of people's faces. Like, not even just Sony's, it could blow up in the faces of just smaller publishers, developers, because they're not selling as many games.
Well, you think about it, you said on the podcast a while back, and it was like Alan Wake 2, came out digital, didn't make any money, but as soon as they released the physical, it then made its money back then, didn't it? It was because people wanted Alan Wake on disc,
because Alan Wake fans like me and Switch and all that from 2010, we would prefer physical. Why? So the fans are older fans that want digital. So why would they think they could just get away with it? But
I mean, we've seen the crone's finger constantly beckoning people into the little wooden shack in the woods all the time for digital. Oh, if you buy this digital version, you get this extra little trinkets early that you can't get with this version. Like, if you're buying it physically, like there might be like 3 or 4 digital versions of the game, but you want it physical, just standard, there you go. So it's trying to entice more and more people to go over.
Yeah, but they're trying to lock people into the ecosystems as well with like Game Pass and PlayStation Plus, and it's like if you stop subscribing, you can't play your games.
I think they're even counting PlayStation Plus free downloads as that's another digital game purchase.
Really?
This is all skewed towards them giving a reason to actually do this. Like, to be like, here's the proof, but then the more and more people have dug in, it literally, like, there is no proof, and then you can kind of like, now I understand why the backlash is so massive. And it also puzzles me why you've got all these people that are like, well, I haven't bought a digital game in 10 years. And it's physical, just like, right, fine, this doesn't involve you then. You're all right either way. Piss off. Like, let us have a moan, because they're not taking away the way you buy games.
That's the one thing I would say about the gaming industry that's always peed me off. It's like you get people out there that go, oh, I don't know why you still buy physical. You're so old. But you don't get it in the music industry, as in like people buying records and they don't go, oh, he's buying records, well, you must be a weirdo, that kind of thing. But the gaming industry seems very much of the whole, we shouldn't have any games at all on disc. It should all be digital. Everything should be digital. It's that kind of, we've always had that kind of attitude in the gaming. I don't know why that is. But then also, I also think that on the gaming industry that we have, with the generations we've got now, so our generation are the sort of late 40s or early 40s for you, Webby, and then through to the 50s, we are the people that have the money. Sort of. As
I'm fucking skinned.
I am. I am as well.
Well,
days, but we normally have the indisposable income where someone that's in their sort of 18 to 20 years old is not going to have the money to go and spend £70 on a video game, because they would never do that, because they'd be quite happy just playing the free shit like Fortnite and all the Roblox, all that kind of stuff, because they didn't grow up with what we've had, where we've grown up with the video game industry.
Yeah, they haven't seen what's been taken away.
They took our booklets away.
Well, the problem is we're in a cost of living crisis anyway, right? Everything's getting more expensive. You name it, it's got more expensive, right? And what people seem to forget is gaming is a hobby. It's not a necessity, right? If I can't afford to buy a game, I'm not going to fucking buy it. And the same with the console, because food is a bit more important, right? So,
survival,
of course. But what I'm getting concerned about, because gaming is pretty much my only hobby. I love it, and the same for, I guess, for quite a few of us on the podcast. It's our favourite hobby, right? I just feel like the average person is getting priced out of our hobby, and this is what concerns me as well. Like what's saying earlier, going all digital with the lack of sales and stuff, And, we've seen price increases for the current consoles. You look at the PlayStation, the Xbox launched at $450. The Xbox is now $600. I think the PlayStation's roughly the same as well, obviously with component costs. And then I mentioned it last week, where there was a leak saying that just for the components for the PlayStation 6, it's like 980 quid just for the components, right? And that's not factoring in factories to build it, staff to build it, shipping costs and all that sort of stuff. That's literally
packaging.
Yeah, that's literally just the components. So factoring all that in, and they've said that they don't want to lose money on consoles anymore. My worry is that the next Xbox and the PlayStation 6 are going to be roughly, at a guess, around £1,500. Now, I don't know about you guys. I don't know. I am not really prepared to spend £1,500 for a games console that is digital only, locked in, and the games, they're going to be at least £70 and hardly have any sales. That's a lot of money to spend. Yeah.
I don't actually buy download boxes. I buy games consoles. I don't see a download box as a games console. A games console is something you put something in and it plays it. Or will access the media from the thing you've put in.
Yeah.
Like if you're again, like you said with with the digital people that are moaning about the physical, and it's like, oh right, cool, so you got a PC then. It's like, oh no, I know. And it's like, well, if you're downloading all your games, why haven't you got a PC? That's the best place to buy downloadable games, and you'd be paying way less, and you don't even have to pay to play your games online either.
Yeah.
You don't need to buy all the consoles going download only. They're getting rid of the one single thing they have over PC, and that is the physical games. And there are still people that have PCs that, after all of this has come out recently, are still saying, I wish we still had physical games on PC. That's one of the things we should have fought for. Fair enough, like sometimes games that come on 5 or 6 discs, obviously back in the day, but he said it is always nice to have a tangible item that you can hold in your hand.
Yeah, but the difference is, right, with PC, obviously, I've been a PC gamer for quite a long time as well as a console gamer. We have options, yeah? So you can buy games from GOG, as an example, they're DRM free.
Places, can't
right?
Yeah.
And you can you're allowed to back up certain games as well, aren't you?
That's what I'm saying. So if you buy a DRM free game of GOG, I could put it on a hard drive and just plug it into any PC and it will just run. with no accounts, no nothing. It'll just work. Yeah. So that's the difference, right? And I know that's not the same for everything. I know that's not the same if you buy a game on Steam. You know, your game's linked to your account on Steam as an example, but you do have options for, you know, those DRM-free games and piracy. You know, and I know that's all, you know, dirty pirates and all that, but unfortunately, right, piracy in the future on PC is going to be the only way that you're going to be able to play a lot of older games.
Yeah,
it's just the truth.
With people creating their own peer-to-peer servers on them and stuff, if they're online only and such.
Even for consoles. So as an example, when the Xbox 360 store went down a couple of years ago, they took it down, right? Well, you can hack your Xbox 360 and you can log on to these unofficial servers, and every digital game that they had on Xbox Live is available on these dodgy servers, and you can just download them and play them. That might not, you know, that's questionable if it's right or wrong, but it's game preservation at the end of the day, and I only think that that's a good thing.
Yeah, it's funny, really, because for me, a console is what you said, Darren. It's basically a console you put under your telly, and you put stuff into it, as in, like, not your cheese and stuff like that, but you put your game into it, even a cartridge or a disc. If it's a
SD
console,
card, whatever,
yeah. If it's a console that you don't, it's literally, there's nothing, you know, it's just an empty box. It reminds me of that thing. What was it? The Ouya? Was it something?
Ouya, yeah.
Ouya, yeah. Ouya, yeah. It reminds me of that, and it's like, you know, and I mean, the difference is also console in my eyes was you put the game in and it just plays. These days, it doesn't work like that because, you know, everything has to do, it has to install it and all that kind of crap. But, you know, it's they shouldn't be called consoles anymore. The PS6 shouldn't be called a console because it's not what I think it is anymore. But, you know, I mean, the one thing I will just say, though, that's quite interesting, so the PS6 is going to come out next year at some point. Be interesting to see what happens with the PS5, because I've got a strange feeling that sales on the PS5 are going to go up because more people are going to try and get consoles because they know that's the last console.
They're already selling through all their disc drives, aren't they? Everyone's panic buying the disc drives for the PS5 now.
Well, yeah, because even I'm starting to think that now, because I've got an original. My PS5 is the original.
Yeah, same.
And I'm thinking to myself, maybe I should pick up a PS5 Pro, because that'll probably be the last console I ever buy, because I never buy a PS6. And at least then I know I've got a detachable CD drive, so, you know, if it ever packs up, I can just plug another one into it.
Yeah, because they're limiting them one per person, aren't they?
Yeah, but that's only on Sony
because
itself,
I think
isn't it?
people are scalping them and stuff and trying to sell them for more. I mean, the price of them went up a little bit anyway when they announced the Pro was going to have a detachable. And I still don't know why they're not scaling back physical production to meet the percentages. So rather than, say, print 4 or 5 million copies of a game, only print 1 or 2. And still give people an option to buy a separate attachable hard drive for the system, which is the way I thought they were going to go anyway. I thought the Pro was basically how the 6 was going to be. But to completely cut all that off, and the sheer volume of people now that have basically said PS5 is my last console, not interested in PS6, not interested in a console that doesn't have a physical media format, I'll just go to the PC.
Yeah.
Or I'll just buy more games on my PC, because they have both, where they still buy, obviously, their physical games on the console, and then they use their PC for other gaming and stuff.
Well, the thing is, though, it's so easy now to have a PC to sit under your TV, because there's, you know, Steam have got their own kind of console layout. Xbox are launching their own console style layout for PC. You've got Steam Machine with the Steam OS as well. You know, there's plenty of options already out there for people. And console, you know, with PlayStation announcing this, and I know we're bashing PlayStation massively, well, and rightfully so, because they've announced this. But I am sure the next Xbox is going to be exactly the same, but they just haven't announced it yet.
I think they're sitting back and waiting. They're basically doing, like, literally before PlayStation 4 won that entire generation because of having physical media and sticking to the old school format of the physical media. I mean, they were lucky that they went second because they literally sat back, watched Xbox do their thing and saw the crowd going...
Yeah.
And then they just basically came out. And I remember, because obviously me and Stunty have known this has been coming for a while. Like the whole digital thing, we've always been worried about it. And the fact that we're still over 10 years on from that PS4, and I wasn't going to be buying an Xbox One. And it was the PS4 announcement, and when it came out, and I saw that they were still doing discs and all of that lot, and I was so happy and elated. Because I thought that was it for me with gaming at that point. I thought no more games going forward. I've just got to stick with what I've got up to this point. And then basically Sony were like, oh, no, we're going to carry on going. And now they're the first ones to turn around and basically be like, yeah, even though the PS5 is a disk drive and we're making games for the PS5, we're just going to suddenly stop making games for it during its life cycle.
That's fucking retarded, isn't it? It really is.
Yeah, I could understand they just say, right, we'll keep PS5 games physical, PS6 comes out, there's no disc drive, so that's it. You can't, that basically just changes it then anyway. But to actually turn around while the PS5 is still out to say, oh, that's it, after that date, anything. I mean, there was something that I read the other day, and it was like, what happens if the Witcher 4, right, it's supposed to be coming out next year, is it, as far as I know, the end of next year. What happens if it's delayed till 2028? Does that mean now then it doesn't get a disc anymore?
Yeah.
If a game is released in December and then something happens and it gets delayed, does that mean that's it? You're fucked. It doesn't come over disc.
Basically, yeah. So as of next year, obviously, if none of this changes, as of next year's E3, any game that isn't releasing that year, I'm just going to be instantly like, well, I'm never going to be playing that then, unless it comes out on Xbox physical down the line. Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
that's
for all
it.
we know, they might be stopping the PS5 physicals because if they're still doing games for the PS5 physically while they're releasing a digital-only PS6, who's going to fucking buy a PS6 if you're like, well, I'm not going to buy that. I can just get the game on the PS5 physically. So maybe that's part of their plan as well. Like
they'll turn the PS6, they'll turn the PS5 off, wouldn't they? Uh-huh.
Well, the one thing Sony are quite good at, and this is one thing to be wary of, and they've done this previously in the past, is if they bring out a new console, they do start to drop the console before very quickly. I've noticed that because I remember that with the PS3. When the PS4 came out, and it actually has happened with the PS4 as well, you then go and look to find a PS4 console, like the PS4 Pro, you can't find one brand new anymore.
Controller as well, mate. Good luck.
Wow.
Yeah, they controllers and PS4. They just stopped. I think they stopped selling them even before. They're like rock rare.
Yeah, they're very quick at pulling stuff. Where Xbox will carry on. I mean, they will have so much stock. They normally try and drop it price anyway. But Sony are quite good on doing that. As in, like, as soon as a new console's coming out, that's it. They pull the plug completely, or they filter it over the months. I guarantee the PS5 Pro, I reckon they'll probably stop production on that not long.
Well, it's fucking expensive anyway. It's £900 now.
Yeah, I found it in Argos today. I was having a look. 789 I found it for. You won't find them in Argos next because I think a lot of the like Argos and Smiths, and I think Amazon said if they're not going to sell the consoles if they can't sell games because they make money on the games and the consoles. Yeah. So Argos, but which I think pretty much, I think this is what they want. So do you know where you'll buy your PS6 from? You'll buy it from
Sony themselves.
No, you'll buy it from either Sony themselves or EE, which is what they've wanted because it's so much money, and you'll have to pay monthly like you do with a phone. And they'll say, well, everybody pays £1,500 for an iPhone over 3 years, so why wouldn't they pay that for a PS6? But the problem is, not everybody does buy a brand new iPhone every year for £1,500, £100 a month on contract. Loads of people have got cheaper, couple £100 Android phones, or they keep their phone for 4 or 5 years. It's just, I don't know. I think they're thinking they're going to force people into getting money, like to go over to all digital, and it's not just going to work. Because I think, like you say, with us lot here, because we're proper gamers, gone for years. We'd look at a new console. Number one, has it got the games? PlayStation hasn't really done really good, like loads of launch libraries. And I don't care what anyone says, and I'll put Xbox, and this is probably the worst generation for games, the amount of games. Naughty Dog hasn't released a game for 7 years.
Well, I think we need to clarify that, Nick. It's been a good generation for games, but a very poor generation for first party games from both sides. Yeah, 100% agree.
First party, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, but what have they done? They've released The Last of Us remastered from PS3 to PS4 to PS5. They've redone The Last of Us Part 2 again, and they brought out another Uncharted collection. So that's all they've done. And all we've seen is from Naughty Dog is one trailer of a bald black lesbian in space. So why? So if you haven't you? So if you're going to think, right, I'll buy the PlayStation 6. Oh, there's no games coming out for it. All right, I can't. It's not backwards compatible because I can't put my discs in it. It's over $1,000. Why bother? I mean, I don't know if you guys. I didn't buy my Series X or PS5 on launch. But I bought Xbox One on launch. Do you know what I mean? So if we're not buying consoles on launch, who the hell's buying them?
Well,
yeah, I couldn't. Yeah, I couldn't get the PS5 because I couldn't find one when it first came out.
Oh, I know we had the pandemic and all that.
Yeah, I did get one December, I think it was. They came out. When did they come out? Was it August? Something like that? September?
November?
Like that?
I can't bloody remember the
dates. Yeah, I did get one at Christmas, and the Xbox I did get on launch. And then I sold it.
Then there was I know someone who got my mate, like Matt. He was telling me about he's got a disc, a PS5 with no disc, and he said that's the worst decision he's ever made. He's constantly pissed off. Like his brother's got one with discs, he can't lend him. I said, "Well, I'll lend you the disc." He can't, and he said because I think you got this Webby a couple of weeks ago. You know the Final Fantasy remake and rebirth digital set for like 20-something quid.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they finally did that on PlayStation a couple of weeks ago to match the Xbox and Steam that were doing that sale. But the game's been out 2.5 years, and it's been £70 on the PlayStation Store for 2.5 years. So he's only just bought the game because they did a digital. So if there's no competition, then they're never going to, because they haven't put it down for over 2.5 years. So he's just like, what can you do? And people seem to think, like, because IGN or Kotaku put out a tweet and said, oh, games will be cheaper digital because they don't have to manufacture the console. I'm like, really? What makes you think that? But
I think just the last thing I'm going to just say on it is that I don't think Microsoft have helped either, really, because they've been pushing for digital ever since the Xbox One, haven't they, really?
Yeah.
I mean, you even see today, I mean, there's so little Xbox games that come out now on disc anyway. And even if they do come out on disc, they're not even on the fucking disc either. I mean...
Yeah, they're like game key cards.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the other day I reinstalled Flight Simulator X on the Xbox, because I still use the Xbox now and again, only for sort of like the exclusives, and I installed Flight Simulator X. Oh, my God. I mean, it had 2 discs. I put it on at 5 o'clock, had to put the first disc in, then put the second disc in, then I had to put the first disc in, and then I put the second disc in again. And then it had to do an update of 100 gig, sorry. It was like, fucking hell. It's like, because realistically, the discs were just the key code, you know.
Do you know what? I understand why they're doing it, because... But the thing is, though, all of the reasons why they're doing this doesn't benefit us. It benefits developers, publishers, and them. Because, like I said, because there's a website, I think there's a Twitter, doesitplay.com, and they go through all these games, and pretty much all the first-party Xbox, PlayStation games, none of them are actually all on the disc. There's a 20 meg download code or something key in there. So they've all pretty much been doing this entire generation, because all these games that are 150 gig, they won't fit on a disc anyway.
Yeah, but the difference is, right? The difference is, though, Nick, and I know the servers will shut down at some point in 30 years or whatever, but at the moment, you stick that disc in and you can download it. Yeah?
I agree.
Right? So that at least that's better than like what Grand Theft Auto have done. It's a one-time use code in a fucking box.
Yeah, I know. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying it only benefits them.
Of course.
It doesn't benefit us in any way, shape or form. Like I said, I mean, didn't Peeb say the other day, look, when he was on, I'm going to play Resi 7 when my brother's finished and he's going to lend it to me and I'm going to lend him something.
Yeah.
You know, that's all stopped. Everything like that is stopped. And also people which I know, you know, don't have a lot of money but don't care about keeping their games, they'll buy a game, thrash it out over a week, and then they'll sell it at CEX for credit or stick it on eBay.
That's what Peeps does.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So people who do that now cannot do that, and they're thinking that the people who won't do it and can't do it are just going to go, all right, well, I guess I'll just give you all my money and don't give a fuck.
Well this is...
I guarantee you they're brainstorming ways of actually being able to share digital games, like transferring the license ownership to someone else.
Well, Nintendo had done it, sort of.
And a one-time deal or something.
Nintendo, you could do that with Nintendo digital games, but you have to be in the same room and have two consoles for the Switch too.
The key card thing.
I don't think they would... But why... You know, they'll just say, why can't you just buy two copies? And also, I think they're just looking very short term on what they think, and they don't have any common people on the board. Because not just that, like you said at Webby, you bought your kids games for Christmas, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, so let's just say you understand all this stuff because you're a gamer. Let's just say you're not a gamer, right? And your kid says every Christmas he wants a copy of FIFA. You go to Argos or Smith's, pay 50 quid, and you get wrap up, go, there you go, boy, or whatever. And now he's saying, we can't do that, Daddy. Can you just give me your credit card details, and I'll put it in on the internet, and I'll buy... He ain't going to do it, is he?
I just find it mad. I wish Peebs was on, because we've had some interesting conversations with Peebs in our WhatsApp group this week, and because he's very heavily... CEX, trading in games, very heavily borrowing physical games off his brother, but then he's saying, I don't care, I'm going to buy a PS6 no matter what, if it's all digital, I don't care. And I'm like, I want to understand his thought process there, because his gaming experience is going to become a lot more expensive.
Unless he just uses the PS Plus stuff.
Okay, he's going to go back to Xbox.
I don't think. I think Xbox is going to be the same. I can't see there being any.
Well, I don't know.
Difference.
This, as I think Nick was about to say exactly the same. What I'm going to say. I would laugh so hard if Xbox did an Uno reverse card and came out and did a thing. This is how you share games on the next Xbox, and they handed each other a fucking box.
Yeah. Did you see the Evercade people did that?
Yeah. Oh, so funny.
It's just so
tell you,
funny that...
if they did that, it would be great. But I'd still worry about the Xbox and is it actually on the disc? But I do understand.
It's all out there. People know it's pretty much fact that what Xbox One said they were going to do and tried to do, PlayStation 4 were doing the exact same fucking shit. It was their pattern, one-use only discs on the Blu-rays. Everyone said they were going to do it, and I know this for a fact because it was over 20-1 that they had the cameras in the PS4 set, so they were going to try to force you to buy the camera as well. And the images leaks from their stage show when they were testing it beforehand, which showed the camera. Yet when they finally went the next day and done the silly little video they recorded in 2 minutes on an iPhone, they completely removed the camera. They took all this away. And that's what I'm saying. Whether or not they were going to do it or not, they let Xbox think they were going to do it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Xbox, they have patented and apparently been working on, like, software and a thing where it can read your discs and turn discs into a digital license.
That's right, yeah, so the digital program, yeah.
And it will make it, yeah. So, but you'd need a disk drive to read that, wouldn't you? I mean, all I'm saying is, all that stuff, PlayStation 4 done better than Xbox One because it was £100 cheaper. That was 90% of people, that's why they did it. Probably 95%. None of them knew about E3, all this sort of stuff. You know, if like it says, if PS6 does come out and it's £1,200 and you can't buy it anywhere apart from direct from Sony, and Xbox is £600 and it's got a disc drive and it's backwards compatible with all Xbox games, and they say you could, you know, from, you know, what ones we've got now, so obviously not all the OG and 360 games, but what we've got now and the new ones, and they say, oh, but all your discs, if you want, you can put the disc in, and it will transfer that to a digital license, so you don't have to put that disc in anymore. People will go back to Xbox, won't they?
Yeah, it won't be £600 though, because at the moment the Series X is a bloody 700, aren't they now?
No, nowhere near.
They're close now, mate. The prices
don't make nowhere near as much consoles. But Microsoft could gobble it up if they wanted to. But I just think that we've got a lot worse coming than digital media, though.
I don't think people will go back to Xbox if they've been on PlayStation. I think a lot of people will do what I will do, and that will just say, oh, well, I've got enough games to play anyway. I'll just go through my PS5,
exactly, like
PS4
we've talked
stuff.
before about the massive backlogs.
Yeah.
And obviously the fact that people with those disc systems will be like going, oh, what game shall I pick up that I didn't bother with, you know what I mean, that are now out down the shops, and then start collecting.
Yeah, I think the second-hand market
goes up as well.
Yeah, I mean, already I
think it's about 90-something% of games will run off of the code that's actually on the disc in some sort of 1.0. This whole, most games you need a patch and an update to be able to play is wrong. It's not true. It is with certain games, always online games, etc. The occasional single-player games like Crimson Desert, unfortunately did that, but most of them, like, you can just pop them in, download it, and then play it. And the other thing that's going to be really interesting in the next gen of systems is where everything is going to be literally just install-only download, with no way of just like deleting it and then just quickly putting a disk back in to reinstall it, etc. Those hard drives are going to be reasonably small because the hard drive prices have shot right up as well.
Rich, do you know what it is, mate? And I've said this is coming, and this is
so you could literally get like, I can hold 4 games on my new system, woohoo, and then I've got to delete one.
Mate, I'll tell you what's coming next, and this is what their long-term goal is.
Subscription gaming.
No, it's not even. Well, they've already got that PlayStation Plus and stuff like that, and I'll tell you what that'll be. And they don't care that these consoles will be $1,200. It wouldn't surprise me if even at the same time, if not within a year, you'll have a £200 PlayStation streaming box under your telly, because that's what they want. Because now you can't install them. Because one, they ain't giving you the discs. 2, the hard drives aren't big enough to put the games on. And people that haven't grown up with it will, the same way people don't give a shit if they watch a movie on Netflix or if they watch a Blu-ray, they'll say there's no difference.
Well, Frosty says that, doesn't he?
That's what they'll do. They will.
Frosty in his bed and TV only.
Within a year of PlayStation 6, they'll have a little streaming box for £200, and you'll pay subscriptions on top of subscriptions on top of subscriptions, and that's how they'll have you. And everyone will be miserable because it'll all be shit. Who is it, Webby, who says that he streams a lot of it? Is it Frosty?
It's Frosty. That's what I was just saying, having a joke about it.
It's brilliant, doing it.
It's shit. It's fucking shit, mate. Like,
well, I mean, it depends what game he's streaming.
The speeds will constantly improve and all the rest of it. And one of the rumours, again, is that Sony have already sort of started dismantling one of their production plants.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
For a lot of this. So that's going to be hard for them to be like, oh shit, the backlash was a bit much. Oh shit, that's already being shut down. And the rumour is that factory is going to be producing parts for, can you guess what?
AI. Stuff.
AI shit, yeah.
But no, I think what's quite interesting from what I've been seeing online, is that a lot of people are saying that they're more interested now in moving over to PC, because obviously if the next gen systems are priced at what we think they're going to be, you're not going to be paying much more to have a pre-built PC or to build one yourself. And then obviously you're digital only anyway, so it doesn't matter. And your games are a lot cheaper and you've got a lot more options. So,
and you don't pay a subscription fee.
You don't pay a subscription. That's correct. So
you
online,
get better deals on PC, don't you, Webby? Because
Yeah.
I know people give Epic Games and good old games sometimes a bit of shit. But I'll tell you what, if they weren't like a little bit of competition towards Steam, I don't know if Steam wouldn't be charging what PlayStation are charging all the time.
Yeah, there's a lot of competition on the PC space, which is really good to see.
Yeah, and CD keys and stuff like that. So, I mean, if you had to choose between buying like a £1,200 PS6 and another £1,000 Xbox Series X, or you could go buy like a £1,000 PC, which is probably good enough for most people, isn't it? Like,
well, technically, the £1,000 Xbox coming out next is rumoured to have Steam on it anyway, so that's technically
what I'm saying
a
is
PC.
generally that should be enough for anyone. But then you get like Steam, Epic, who are constantly throwing away free games every week, really good ones, which I've been adding to my library. You know, good old games. It's a PC, so you can do loads of other stuff on it. You know, like Netflix, YouTube, stuff like that. It's so easy now to plug a PC into a telly. You could just use a HDMI cable, so you don't need to sit there at a desk. You can plug an Xbox controller into it or a Steam controller
Or even a
into
PS5
it.
controller now works wirelessly with all the features now.
That's what I'm saying. You can do all that, and if you're that way inclined and you don't mind sometimes waiting a couple of weeks or a month, you could just pirate the shit out of bloody
everything,
PlayStation, Xbox games when they come on there anyway.
Not that we condone that on this podcast, but this is available.
No, they took my discs away.
Well, it is the whole thing of like, it's been repeated so often, if digital isn't owning, then piracy is stealing.
Yeah.
It's not, is it? That can't be. I mean, they've already changed. They keep changing the word. And have you noticed that on the stalls from buy to, like, get or something like that? And I'm like...
Well, no, they've been forced to do that because apparently people were pointing out that it's false advertising.
Yeah.
But also, I know we're probably sort of sick of, but the other news which they put out as well, Webby, is that they're turning off the PS3 and Vita stores as well.
Yeah, so I was actually going to get to that. It wasn't my list, mate. So
can we just before we moved on to that? Can I just say that also Sony have actually said that they're going to put the subscription prices up again. That's the final. Yeah. That's the final straw for. I mean, I've got the premium at the moment, and I mean that's 100. I pay 120 a year, which is okay because it works out like what £10 a month, and I use it and I don't use it as in. Because it's there. I get it because my daughter uses it, to be honest. But a lot of the times I just play stuff on disc. I mean, the only thing I'm playing at the moment that's not on disc is the Star Wars game I'm playing because it was on PS Plus. But if you start getting up to 150, 160, I mean, that's just fucking stupid money. You know, I'm not going to be paying that.
Especially as the longer the generation goes, the more likelihood of whatever games they put on you've probably already played anyway.
The thing is, Stunty, is if you're doing it by monthly cost, PlayStation Plus Premium is only £1 less than Game Pass Ultimate a month. So I saw the news that they are actually, it is confirmed they are putting it up, but it's only announced for America at the moment. But whatever happens in America comes around the rest of the world anyway. So again,
they make quite a noise about it, and people are already cancelling their PS Plus subscriptions over this.
Yeah, tagging PlayStation in. I bet they knew there'd be backlash. I didn't think they know there'd be this.
Well,
much backlash.
the tweet of them announcing the ceasing production of physical games is one of the most viewed tweets in the history of that platform.
Yeah.
Last time I looked, it was on like 120 million views.
That's fucking mad, isn't it?
And it has been like ratioed by comments, and every single sort of like entertainment sphere or even fast food places have been dunking on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, Domino's Pizza, they have a go at everyone, don't they?
Just a quick thing to ask. Because I've never done it. Because I've always had PS Plus. I've never ever lost it or whatever. If you stop PS Plus, and then say like 2 months' time, you then resubscribe to PS Plus. Do you lose all the games that you already had in your catalog?
No. They just basically get deactivated until you resubscribe.
Yeah, because I've got stuff. I've got stuff back to the PS3 era, on PS Plus, which, well, I mean, I haven't played. Well, I do play my PS3 still, but not the PS Plus stuff. But I was just wondering, that was all.
Yeah. Yeah, so I just found the bit of news about they're discussing the price rises. So, yeah, it's not good. But what Nick was saying in the news as well is that that they are shutting down the stores for PS3 and Vita. Because they tried to do this before, but there was such a backlash that they went back on it. But now they're...
It's done well, actually, to last as long as it did, actually, because, as I say, I think it was 2 years ago now, I think, that they were going to shut it down. They didn't. I mean, to be honest, I've been on the PS3, I have recently. There's a lot of stuff that's gone. There's not much on there, to be honest, and the Vita's pretty poor as well. I mean, there was a few bits I was thinking, like Stardew Valley I could pick up on the Vita. No, it's gone. It's not on there anymore. It's been delisted and you can't get it. And they never did a physical release of it, so I can't even ever play it on the Vita. So, which is what I wanted to do, but hey-ho.
Yeah, so this is actually happening. Sorry, let me just... Sorry, Nick. I just want to say the date. You still have time to buy your games on your Vita and your PS3. It's closing down in 2027, July 2027. Sorry, Nick. Carry on. Apologies.
I was saying, I sort of read somewhere, like, it was a couple of years ago, but they said there's more people playing, like, Modern Warfare, like the PS3 versions. There's more people playing those games on PS3 because you still don't have to pay to play online on PS3. There's more people playing that than there is on PS4. Retro, legacy, whatever, like by a huge margin. Like we're talking over hundreds of percentage more. And that's what I think Call of Duty people put that out and said that there's more people playing Call of Duty on PS3 online than there is on PS4.
That's mental.
So for them to turn all that off, all the store and all the online functionalities, I mean, you can't play that console online anymore as well.
Did also see a thing the other week, which also, this is what is quite interesting about this whole digital future that we got. There was a update on the PS3 a little while ago and I looked at what it was, because they don't do many updates on the PS3, and it was to update the registered keys for the Blu-ray player. Yeah,
I've heard that. So it was an easy way to get around that, because a lot of people, because I stream on Twitch, and a lot of people stream on Twitch, so I helped them get around it, because the piracy on that is absolutely mental. Like, you can't, capture cards don't want to know, but what you do is you put just a cheap, like, £5 HDMI splitter through it, and it just wipes all the piracy out. But then you can also, like, get a Blu-ray, plug that HDMI into your PC, and then you could just rip any Blu-ray and put it onto, like, a PC and then torrent it straight away.
It tells you to a certain degree, then, that there is control that they can do if they want to shut something off, isn't it?
They could easily deactivate you having access to whatever. I mean, it's even now you've got people's digital libraries. If you get banned off of the platform, those games are tied to your account. You will lose access to what you basically paid money for.
Terms and conditions. If you went on PlayStation for 3 years, they'll deactivate your account and you lost it.
Yep.
That was another one as well. Yeah. Not a good week for PlayStation.
No, it's been a really bad week.
I mean, maybe they just try to get all their negativity out in 1 week.
And people say, well, why aren't you playing it for 3 years? But people take breaks. People have lives. They're doing other things. I don't think it's fair.
They might have a kid, or say they've gone to, they had a PS4, but they went Xbox this gen or whatnot, and then they go back and they'd be like, oh, My account's gone. I've got to make
To be
a new
fair, I think they would send you a email and says, "Oh, you
they
haven't
will?
logged
Are
in
they
for
gonna
a
warn
long
you, yeah?
while." I think if you log in on your phone, it
Or
still
your
won't
website would be
deactivate your
nice,
account.
yeah.
But
Like
then,
logging on the website for the account.
what if you don't use that email account anymore?
Or it goes to your spam box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, PlayStation, I don't know why, but PlayStation, all my purchases on that always go to spam. I don't know how many times I've said it's not, but maybe the emails know that PlayStation belongs in the trash.
Have you seen this other bit of news? This rumour. It's not news, it's a rumour, but it's quite an interesting one. So, you can do your game sharing, right? Have a home PlayStation, same with your Xbox, and then so basically, like, you could Peeb shares with his brother. Apparently, rumours that internally Sony are looking at ways to stop game sharing on PlayStation as well. So which would stop you from being able to play your digital games on multiple accounts.
Right, yeah, because I let my daughter, she plays my games on the PS Plus, or if I've got them digital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's just a rumour, so don't take that as gospel. But
well, they tried it once before. They'll try it again, won't they?
Yeah, but I just think with this whole digital future going forward, they're going to end up, like Netflix. Let's use Netflix as a prime example. Back in the day, they're on social media. Oh, sharing your password is just a friendly thing to do, blah, blah, blah. Now it's like, oh, you're not using your account at your home. You can't watch it here, all this bullshit. So that's where we're going with gaming. Yeah,
but what they did was all the people who cancelled their Netflix when they did that, because they did game shit, like they did share it with other people.
Yeah.
Then loads of people cancelled, so they just put the prices up for the people that didn't cancel, so they had to then pay for the people who cancelled.
That's mad.
Subsidising the losses.
That's what they'll do, mate. That's why PlayStation, as well as they keep putting the price up of all the console because of that, and the fact that all their big games that they thought were going to do really well have flopped so fucking hard.
You've also got PlayStation saying about they wanted to carry on doing their live service games, the ones that
they're doubling down, aren't they? That would be the biggest problem, to not want to buy a PS6, because it's got no fucking games on it. What's coming out for it?
Well, there's not even an official release date, is there? It's just rumours that it's coming either next year or the year after.
I've heard 2030, I've heard next year, 28, there's so many. It's weird, though, because I would think if they were going to go digital, maybe they've done it now, so when they do that with PS6, it will kind of be old news. Oh, well, the PS5 did that anyway, so it's not, they won't get as much backlash, especially when it comes to pre-orders, because everyone will just think that's just how it is. Now, like I said, like when PSN got hacked, everyone went mental for a month, and then when Xbox got hacked 6 months later, nobody gave a shit.
Yeah, but what I find strange though, just about this whole digital buying bullshit, is I don't know if they looked like at Grand Theft Auto, because that's digital only, as we all know, and it made over $1 billion in the first hour of pre-orders, and they're thinking, all our games can sell like that, but obviously Grand Theft Auto is a bit of an anomaly.
It's Grand Theft Auto, yeah. It's a game people have been waiting over 10 years for.
So I don't know.
If they said no physical now, I think Rockstar have confirmed they're not doing any physical.
Be the first GTA I never buy.
Well, you wouldn't. Would you buy it in like 2 years' time if it was like 20 quid on the store? That's what I'm saying. You wouldn't buy.
I might do. Yeah, I might do. Yeah,
I did actually. Line.
Yeah, because I did buy. I did buy GTA 5 on digital in the end, because they did a sale, and I think it was 14 quid, and that was with the online as well.
Yeah.
And it was like, as you say, keep swapping the disc over. It was like, I play it a lot. Yeah, I'll pay. I'm not going to pay 80 quid for something digital though. Fuck off. It's like,
this is why Bing Bing points are so good, Stunty, on the Xbox, mate.
Yeah.
I'm paying £67 for a code in a box.
But I
will put that box on my shelf and I will kiss it every night before bed.
I don't really buy much stuff brand new anyway now. I mean, I've worked out this year, I've probably bought one game brand new. Oh, no, two. I bought Toxic Commando, which I've already traded in. That's gone. I finished it.
That was a cheap game anyway, wasn't it?
Yeah, but that was 20, I think it was 28 quid, and I traded it in for 24. And the other one's Crimson Desert, which, I'm going to keep playing that. But that was
only 50 as well.
That was 50, yeah. So that's it. That's the only two games I've bought.
But, mate,
brand
that's
new
not your fault. You've, like I said before, similar to me and a lot of people, you've been conditioned. Why would you buy a game for 70 quid, brand new, on launch day? It's probably going to need loads of day one patches. It's probably going to be cheaper 6 months later anyway, and then it'll have all the bugs and everything fixed. So it's a problem that they've caused for themselves, haven't they?
Yeah, I just think maybe my attitude towards modern gaming has changed a bit anyway these days. I watched the whatever it was, the thing recently with all the games that came out, and it's probably the first time I've ever watched it, and I've looked and went, yeah.
They're not that good anymore, are they?
Well, yeah, because because I've been there from the beginning all the way through, and I don't really see much change apart from the graphics look a bit better on it. I mean, Resident Evil looks good, but it's still the same game underneath the skin. You still do the same thing. You go from one place to another place, you talk to someone, and the bloke says to you, I need to give you some toilet rolls, take it back to that place there as a side quest so you can have a shit. It's that kind of thing. It's just, and it goes, you don't get games. I feel like games these days they all have this objective, but they don't mix it up as well as they could do. It just feels like, go here, do this, do that, go back. You don't get out of the experience, I don't know. I just think we're in this... for me, the games feel like they're now in this rut of this certain style where everything just does the same, slightly different, good storyline or whatever. Cutter. Yeah, and then they will, like, even God of War, I mean, that's an example, right? So they do a whole game where it starts the game, you do this, and then you go through this bit where you go through the wall, which is where it cuts to the next bit, which basically is like the loading screen. And it's the same bit again, but it's all graphically looks different, and it's all slightly different puzzles and stuff. But you haven't really changed the game that much. It's not completely different, and... I don't know. Will we ever get that? I don't know. Maybe we will, but not at the moment.
I think we've lived through the golden years, especially with the transition to like the Xbox 360, PS3 era, which in my opinion is probably the greatest gaming era I've experienced, with that mixture of great single player games and great online experience. Since then, it's all kind of gone downhill. I mean, there's been good games, don't get me wrong, but the graphics, no matter what people say, haven't had that massive transition that we used to get from generation to generation. The games themselves haven't really got any better, like with gameplay and story and stuff like that. They're all very much, as you say, the same. And I think that's why we're all sitting there a little bit jaded, especially with this new news about the digital only, because it's like, well, what? Well, there's nothing I really want to play. You know what I mean? It's just, I think we need another gaming crash, to be honest. I think that's what's needed. Like, we need a reset. Yeah.
But you go, like I was just saying, I mean, if I name the games now that were that good that I loved, there's not that many now that are new. I mean, Cyberpunk, yeah, Witcher 3. But then they are certain style games, aren't they? Mass Effect 2. Even Mass Effect, I love Mass Effect. They were great games at that time. I can't think of anything now, and even GTA 5 was a really good game. But I can't think of anything this gen or even sort of PS4 that was... Last of Us, I did love The Last of Us. It was a really great game, but it was a PS3 game. But there's not been the massive lots and lots of good games anymore. And because, as I say, like like The Witcher and Cyberpunk 2 games, they're huge games anyway, aren't they? So they take years and years to make.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe it's just because of my age as well that I've been there and seen it. You know, I miss the days of BioShock and Batman Arkham Asylum. You know, you're not going to get them anymore, are you? You're never going to get that experience.
There's less talent making games now, to be honest. A lot of them have retired or gone on to do like their own studios, but because obviously they haven't got the cash to make the AAA types of games, so they're making interesting little indie games for £5-15 a go instead of that.
Yeah, but I think that's Western games, though, Nick. You look at like the Koreans and stuff, like they're still making bangers, mate. You know?
But then even then, it's still the... I mean, you think about it, right, Bloodborne, brilliant game, one of my favourite games of all time.
Yeah.
They brought Elden Ring out. Yeah, Elden Ring's good. It's pretty much the same as Bloodborne, though, isn't it? You do the same thing in it. The only thing is the world's different. It's just a different map, isn't it? It's still the same bosses. They've still got different patterns. So it's not really a different game, is it? It's not. It's just we've just improvised on that game and just changed it. That's what I mean. We haven't evolved onto the next.
Like we used to. You know, you said...
Yeah, like, Stellar Blades. I haven't played it, but I've watched the demo and the rest of it. It's hack and slash still. It's still the same game that was like a Dynasty Warriors game from 15 years ago. It's... I don't know. We're in that... It just runs along. The only game I'd probably say was... But even then, that reminds me of Mario, is Astrobot. Well, it's basically just Mario, isn't
so
it? But
good,
just in a different...
So good.
Yeah, it's a great game. But then the only reason that's slightly different is because it uses the controller in a different way, like the shaking and the rumble. But you don't get that many on games because gamers don't want that crap. They just want a game where you sit there and just pull the triggers. They don't want to be flicking the controller or doing stuff like you used to do on the Kinect. It's... I mean, that... as much as...
On the Vita.
Everyone slated Kinect. I thought Kinect was a really good idea for its time, and it did have some really great ideas, but they didn't push it enough. And then
same as VR, it's got good ideas, but they just don't push it.
Yeah, but VR's a bit different because it is a lonely experience, isn't it? Whereas Kinect, you could play in a room with everyone else.
Depends what game you're playing.
Yeah, but Kinect is you could have 3 or 4 people in the room and playing a game. Where that's why the Switch does quite well because of like the Wii, the sports games where you can, and that's why. Probably at the moment, I'd say Nintendo are probably still the only company that do try different things.
Well, with the Wii, that was a different way of playing, wasn't it? It's just it's like everything's already been done better, and nobody actually wants to innovate away from easy money, so no one's going to try.
Well, these days to come up with something very unique is very hard to sell because. Everyone wants to they just want to I'll do another Call of Duty. That'll sell like 80 million or whatever. Oh, yeah, brilliant. It's like GTA 7's coming, 6, isn't it? Is coming out. Is it going to be much different from 5? I don't think it will be, to be honest. I think it'd be just a different storyline. It'd be the same things you're doing again, but just enhanced because it was 10 years or 14 years ago.
I think it'll sell well, but it'll annoy Webby.
It will sell well, but I think a lot of people will go into it and go, yeah, it's different, but we've played GTA 4, we've played GTA 3, and we played 5. They're all pretty much the same game, aren't they? Even though 5 was quite good because the reason I think 5 did really well was because of the way you could change the characters, couldn't you, halfway through a mission. They've done that.
I mean, you'll be able to do this in 6, but I think they are going to have a lot of things in 6 that are kind of new and interesting and stuff. But one of the reasons why it has taken so long.
My concern with 6 is we haven't seen any gameplay, and it's out in a few months. What the fuck?
Weird.
Will it have the clunky controls that all Rockstar games have?
Really?
We never saw gameplay of 5. We just saw trailers, and before the game, they did a Michael, Franklin, and Trevor 2-minute trailer each, and that was it. They never did, unless I'm remembering, I've looked on YouTube, I couldn't find anything. They never did like a half an hour sit down and showing you how the game play, but...
they never do that, but at least show a trailer with some gameplay in it instead of just having cutscenes.
Well, they never did, but we know how it's going to play, don't we? We know how it's going to do, but... Webby, did you answer Dougster's question?
Yeah, that's what I was about. I was just waiting for a break in the conversation to read out some questions. We've had a few comments in Twitch. I just wanted to read them out. So
yeah, I'm not on Twitch. Sorry.
So Dougster's said a couple of things, and so's Clarky. I want to read them out. He did ask Stunty a question. He says, Stunty, are you not going to buy games anymore once they go digital then? He wants to clarify.
I've now said in my eyes I'm never buying a digital game on the PlayStation.
There we go.
And that's even if it's a cheap-ass £2 game, not buying it anymore.
That's answered your question. Are you cancelling your PS Plus? Or are you keeping that going?
Not. I'll probably keep it going for this year and then next year because I know my daughter used it. If she didn't use it, then I wouldn't. I'll probably go down to the cheap-ass, the 50 quid one because of the PS Plus stuff I've got in my back catalogue.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I do I am a bit in between now. I will always have one digital game on the go and then I will always have one disc game on the go.
Yeah.
That's just the way I am.
Yeah, that's fair, mate. And Dougsters agrees with us as well with the Kinect. Like, he doesn't think it should have been bundled with the Xbox One, but it's still okay.
Yeah, but it didn't do anything. See, this is where I got pissed off with the Xbox, right?
Yeah.
So all these years ago, I got arsey and sort of left and went to PlayStation. And one of the big reasons I went to PlayStation as well is they bought the Xbox One out with the Kinect.
Yeah.
And there's no games. There's no games on the Xbox Kinect. Whereas the 360, I mean, I've still got my Kinect for my 360, and I've still got a few games, Gunslinger. There was all the monster games that I used to play with my daughter, and there was other bits and bobs.
Skylanders.
They wouldn't connect.
No, but I just made me think of Skylanders because you used to play that a lot.
If you really advanced.
Yeah, she's still. Oh yeah, my daughter's still massive into Skylanders. She's probably got 400 figures. And she's even got all the rare ones now that are like £300 each or £400 each. So she bought one the other week for 400 quid. So there we go. That's money. But yeah, the Kinect on the Xbox One was basically bought out and then they just dropped it. And that I thought was really poor of Xbox. You know, but there was so much they could have done with the Kinect, but they just didn't.
Yeah.
But hey ho.
I've just seen someone on Twitter that Kojima he's done an interview in Rome on stage, like a panel, and he says, it makes me very sad at the end of physical media. So at the minute, I'm buying a lot of PlayStation physical games so they don't get lost.
Yeah. I bet a lot of people are.
It's funny. Kojima is a massive advocate for physical media in general, which I have found interesting when obviously he decided to partner with Xbox for OD. Because as far as I know, that's a digital-only cloud game.
Right.
Like it's going to use Microsoft's Azure cloud. And I'm like, well, you're making a game that will eventually just disappear off the face of the earth.
Interesting.
But we still love it.
But yeah, he's said it for years. Like basically, he worries that in the future that a lot of the entertainment that we'll be seeing will just vanish. It will just permanently vanish.
Yeah. I mean, he loves his films as well, doesn't he? So that's another thing. You know, I've seen some of his Instagram bits and bobs, and you know, he's big into his film stuff, and you know, some of the actors he knows as well. You know, he's quite a character. God knows what he's going to do with Sony anymore because Death Stranding 2's done, isn't it?
He should fuck him off.
Well, he's already signed a thing to make like a Metal Gear Solid-esque game, hasn't he?
Right, okay.
Oh, right.
But it's taken so long that's going to be years off. So that'll be a game that will be literally put out and never be
able to play,
archived or physical, depending on how things actually go.
Clarky's put a comment in saying they hope that this PlayStation stuff doesn't all get buried and forgotten about once Xbox shits the bed on Monday, announcing more job losses and studio closures.
Oh, have we actually had any of those?
No, so apparently I'm guessing it's rumoured to be announced on Monday, all the stuff that's going on with Xbox.
Because it's hearsay. Just hearsay at the moment.
That's correct.
Well, the big one for me, which really pissed me off, was they were going to cancel State of Decay 3. It's like, what the fuck?
Yes, it's done, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed State of Decay 2. I thought it was a really good game. it was messy. You know, I didn't play it when it came out because I heard it was a bit of a mess when it came out. But I played it probably 2 years later, and I thought it was really good. But yeah, I would be up for playing that. But I mean, I can't work out. Are they literally just going, oh, well, let's just cancel it anyway because we're not going to make much money on it? I mean, as much as I bitch about Sony, I mean, Xbox is a bloody mess as well. I mean, let's buy all the studios and then let's cancel all the studios. It's like, there was even a big thing saying that ID's in trouble now.
Id, yeah,
you know,
id software,
yeah, id. So basically, I thought Indiana Jones did well, you know, and it's like, but they're quite happy to, oh, let's carry on doing another Doom. Well, no one wants fucking Doom. We've had so many Dooms now, it's doomed anyway. You know, why don't you give us something? Why don't... And this is something I listen to on the Unlock on IGN, and I like McCaffrey, and it's like, why don't ID take Halo? They'll probably make an absolute awesome game. Start afresh. Whole new game of Halo.
Well, you know the rumour I saw today about Halo?
No, what?
They're rumoured to be...
Take the helmet off?
No, they're rumoured to be giving it to Activision.
Oh, right. Okay.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I'd rather ID it or whatever it is take it on because Wolfenstein was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Indiana Jones, okay, yeah, a bit slow for me. Didn't really have what I wanted, but I like the look of it. It looks awesome, you know, but I don't know. There's a bit of a mess, Microsoft.
It's weird, isn't it? Because when they were going to buy Activision Blizzard King, like I was thinking, oh my god, you know, they're going to get loads of exclusives. Think of all the games that are going to come out, and it's been a good few years now, and we've had what, Redfall?
Yeah, which is the studio that's now also because Arkham, most of Arkham's gone.
Yeah,
and they've even turned around and said that I think they're going to dump the whole lot now.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, really? So, you know, I know Dishonored didn't do great, but they were good games. You know, Dishonored, Thief.
Oh, Arcane, you mean? Sorry.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, I said Arcane. Did I say Arcane?
I think you did. I can't. But
I said Arkham. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, but they had Redfall. They launched Forza Motorsport completely broken, and now there's like no one playing it, even though it's fixed. You know, Halo Infinite flopped, and there's been a few others, isn't there? They just haven't made good use of all these studios that they've purchased, and now they're in the shit. And it's just what EA did back in the 360 days. Exactly, buy up all these studios, and then just sack everyone off for no reason because I just don't know what to do with them. It's absolutely pathetic.
I do understand why so many games that are either nearly finished or whatever just get scrapped. That's the same in the movies. There's like 2/3 of a game's budget is like advertising, like, well, not anymore, but putting it on the discs, the initial getting them out there, even putting them on, you know, renting servers to put it on so people can download it. And if they think the game is crap and it's going to flop, let's just say they've spent like 100 million on State of Decay 3 paying the developers to make it, they'll probably have to spend another 200 million to get it out. And if they think it's not going to make anything, you know, it's going to make maybe 100 million, why would they spend 200 million on top of the 100 they've already spent to then release it? There's so many, like, what was it, like the Batwoman movie and stuff like that. There's so many movies that have been done that they've just not released because even though they've done them, because it will cost more to release them and they know they're not going to make the money back, what that'll cost to release them. So I think that's why a lot of them are done. But I mean, if they don't think it's good enough to release, it's probably for the best it doesn't release, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but I mean, State of Decay. I mean, they literally have only just released the fucking
trailer. I love State of Decay too.
Yeah, I enjoyed State of Decay.
So looking forward to the new one.
It's just the people. That's why so many of these developers and so many people are getting fired, because I just think they've hired so many people that are just, you know, not good at their jobs. And also, the people who are managing these people are not doing a very good job.
It's been a decade of horrible decisions and mismanagement in the industry.
Yeah,
it was almost like gaming became super popular, like during the 360 PS3 era. That was when it I mean, it was hitting mainstream per se in like the PS1 days, with obviously like PlayStation having sort of things on at clubs, and there was like a whole social aspect to the platform, like a brand was born at the time and stuff. And yeah, they've just sort of kept going, and more money has been involved, and obviously things are way more, like I've said before, you've got to make money for the blood-sucking, leechy shareholders.
Well, that's the trouble today, though, isn't it? All, even Sony, it's all the shareholders. I mean, they just said, didn't they, that when they cancelled the, when they turned around and said it's digital only, they said all the shareholders, it went up 3.2% or something.
Because all the shareholders are under the belief of, like, oh, that means their profits are going to start going up. And it's like, well, people have to want the PS6 first, buy the PS6, and then you're going to hope that all those people that you're fucking off by getting rid of the physical copies are still going to want a PS6. And I pretty much think they're not going to want a PS6.
You don't want to play The Last of Us Part 1, Part 2, 8K remastered double pack.
And even then, it's like, what has Sony got coming out first party or exclusive wise now that I'm like, oh wow, yeah, I must play Wolverine, or I must play God of War Lorthy or Intergalactic, whatever that is. It's like they've got nothing that interests me.
Which is a really weird place for them to be, isn't it?
Party sort of stuff. Yes, it's massively different. This is like back when Xbox One was coming out, and obviously that was having its weird moment, and then the exclusives weren't quite hitting.
Yeah.
And because, like we said before, because it takes so long to put these games out, they haven't got time to course correct, and they don't want to show them off too early, because they don't want people sitting there going, for like a couple of years, even though like GTA's done it for a while, and like the Elder Scrolls 6 even longer. So they end up going full bore into games that they think, oh, due to social trends and the way that things are, we'll make games like this. And it's like, no, we're not interested in those type of games. We want games like you used to make. Stop trying to change things. And then because they're pushing more and more people away from their platform with these stupid things like what we've been discussing, they're all of a sudden like, shit, our games ain't selling as much as they used to. No shit, mate. Yeah, make the prices up.
That's what they'll do.
We'll get them that way. We'll switch it all digital. I'm sure they'll buy it then. I think there's some weird awakenings coming up. So it could even happen where both new systems get unveiled and the interest is just like, outside of like a few influences and a few influencers and a few sort of like old school diehards that don't give a shit, because everything's kind of just throwaway to them, I guess.
I think
they'll sell through them, and then it'll be like, oh, no one's really interested in buying and picking these up. They'll just be sitting on shelves.
Yeah.
I think they're quite cheap now. You know, you get like these Android handhelds, yeah, Webby. I think that there'll be like some Android consoles that, like, you know, like them that you'll just bang, like people will buy one of them for like 300 quid, take it to a mate, he'll plug it all in and just put all the fucking games on it from like PS1, 2, 3 and 4.
Yeah,
and he'll just stick that under his telly.
Well, even with a moderately powered PC, like you can emulate everything up to PS4 anyway. Like on my PC now, which I built in 2020, I've got PS4 and Xbox 360. Well, no, PS3 and Xbox 360 games on my PC that I can play right now, and there is emulators on PC for PS4 and Xbox One I've not bothered with because I've got the console still here that I play anyway. So, you know, it's great, you know. It's sorted. And
just what people do. It's like if you look out and you think, do you know what? There's nothing out at the cinema because all the movies are shit. You look on Netflix, all this is crap. Do you know what? I'm going to go rewatch these old comfort movies that were decent from years ago. And that's what people will do. They'll go back. Towards the end of every generation of consoles, the older consoles seem to then go up in price and get more popular. It's the same sort of thing as that. But
there's been a lot of people that have been playing older games now anyway, like younger generations finding out like all these old gems from back in the day.
Yeah.
What games that you just plug in and play?
I've noticed that when I've gone into, I mean, I haven't been to CX for a little while, but I did notice that actually when I go into CX, and I noticed quite a sort of between the 20 and 30-year-olds, they're going through sort of like the PS3 and PS2 and PS3 stuff, and it's all the stuff that's like £2-3.
Yeah.
And I look at some of the games and think, and they go, I've heard this one's really good, this game, sort of thing, and it's like, and it's cheap. It's they're looking for this kind of, stuff.
Yeah, well, I remember when I sold a lot of my old retro stuff, before COVID, like I had a couple of Saturns and Dreamcasts and other stuff, and I thought, fuck it, I'll sell them on Facebook Marketplace. And I had a young lad come, he was only about 18, and he was like, have you got any more retro stuff? I really love all the older stuff. And I was like, so that quite surprised me, to be quite honest with you. And there is a lot of true gems out there, and a lot of good games these younger people are into. And I think some of that is that there's a lot of YouTube channels and stuff where people talk about them as well. About all this, and that's where they're getting the ideas from. And they're seeing some of the gameplay and like, oh yeah, this, so yeah.
Yeah, no, you're gonna see that, because there is still a lot of great gems from generating, 360 and the PS3 did have some great gems, and it's like, and there's even, I mean, the PS2 was quite a unique library, wasn't it, for its time? What with all the horrors and that certain style of games, a lot of people. The only big issue you do have with the PS2 stuff is a lot of it's a bit janky to play, isn't it? As in the controls.
Yeah, but what a console, man! You could I love that the shape of the PS2 and the fact, like, if you stood it up, you'd like the little logo, you could twizzle it so it was always upright. But I think I think from 360 PS3 onwards, though, like the graphics. Yes, they've gotten better now, but the games still look good and they hold up really well. I personally think.
Like certain ones, like if you think back, like I always bring it up, but it was pretty much one of the first downloadable arcade type, the Xbox 360. And if you was to put it on a platform now, the only thing you could increase on it visually would be the resolution. Apart from that, the visuals would be exactly the same and mint as they were, and that's Castle Crashers.
Oh, yeah, Castle Crashers is great. Yeah.
The art style. It all depends on the art style that the game decides to use. I mean, like, even if you think back that way, the art style, I think, was like the Vanillaware games will always just be timeless.
Yeah.
Because it's the way they're done, the hand-drawn, animated little sort of characters that move almost like puppets.
Yeah. Yeah, so, like, I think, but even going older, like, I remember plugging in my Dreamcast again on a modern TV, and that looked good even now. And, there's a lot of, as you say, there's a lot of gems out there, and games were proper games, and they didn't funnel you through and hold your hand. Like, as an example, I've been playing through 007, obviously, as you know, the last 3 weeks or so, and that's a prime example of very hand-holdy. You can kind of, it gives you the markers of exactly who to talk to, where to go. Whereas on the older games, they were designed in such a way where you actually had to explore and stuff to get through, and you had to engage your brain a bit more.
Or buy a strategy guide.
Well, that's what I always used to do. But yes, I know what you mean. So, no, I think the consensus from all of us here, even though I've bought a lot of digital games in my time on a lot of platforms, I'm still really saddened that Sony have made this announcement to go digital only on the PlayStation. Because
have you actually bought a brand new full price digital game on the consoles, Webby?
Yeah, the last one I bought was Pragmata on the Xbox.
Ooh.
The only reason I bought that digital was because I had like 25 quid worth of Bing points, because I do my Bing points every day.
Actually buy it, if you know what I meant. So,
well, the game I think was like
it?
but I got a heavy discount from my Bing points, of course. But
so you would have bought that if that was 70 quid?
No, definitely not.
So have you bought a game that's 70 quid digital?
I don't think I have. No, not even on PC.
I haven't.
Not even on PC, mate. No.
Be quite interesting if they ever had a study to see how many people in a year buy full price £70 games digital. You know, I reckon there ain't that many compared to.
Oh, there's a ton of them that have spent £80 on a digital game.
Well,
Well,
the
yeah,
GTA,
yeah.
but I mean that's a one-off game, isn't it? It's not like it's that comes around every 15
Once
years.
in a decade.
Yeah, I mean,
well, they'll sell it to you again on PS6 and PS7.
Yeah, because I've bought a lot of games on launch day on Steam, but I've never spent more than £50 because I always get them off like a key resale site.
Mm.
You know, so that's the way I personally just wouldn't pay that much. Unless it's a Final Fantasy game, then I probably would be tempted. But that would
but
probably
you'd buy that on disc, wouldn't you, Webby?
Well, you say that, but because I bought Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth physical on the PlayStation, but because PlayStation's been going through all this bullshit, I've bought them again digital on Xbox, but that's because they have the Play Anywhere, so I can play them on either my Xbox or my PC. Because I get that, and that's what I like about Xbox. With their digital, like a lot of the games, you can play on two different systems.
I think if they delay, what's Remake Part 3 called? Is it Revelation?
Revelation.
Yeah.
I think it's out next year.
So if you bought it physically on PS4 and PS5, and then you can't buy it on disc.
I think if that game comes out physically, it's going to hurt it, or doesn't come out physically, it's going to hurt it even more. Because I think it'd be interesting to see with that game, because at the moment it's on diminishing returns as the series has gone on.
Yeah, which is strange, isn't it?
That's what I think is more strange.
Don't like the story changes and stuff to it.
That's just what I don't get about this whole thing. I don't know for you, Switch, but if they said we're not doing first party physical anymore, I just don't know why they're telling everybody else they can't do it as well.
That's the thing,
you can't do it either. It would be funny if the other companies like Capcom just basically went, "Oh right, yeah, we are just stopping physical production. We're not happy with that. Well, see you later. We'll put our games on PC only and Xbox and Switch."
Yeah. But I did think that as well. That there'd be. I wonder how many publishers just turn around and say, "Well, we won't sell it on," because you do see that on. There has been stuff on Xbox, hasn't there? There's not been released.
Stuff that's been on Xbox.
because they won't release a physical.
Yeah, that's right. But also, stores won't even want to stock the consoles now. Will they
stock a console? No, they said they won't. That's why I said I think it'll end up. You'll have to buy it direct from them or from like EE or something and pay a subscription for it.
But what have stores said about Grand Theft Auto? Because obviously that's just a one-time use code in a box. Are they not happy with that?
I think everyone's giving them a pass. Yeah, well, there are some stores that refuse to stock the digital code in a box.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, like people, there's all the excuses about, well, it's like 800 fucking gigabytes. It ain't going to fit all on a disc, is it?
Well, they say it's all piracy as well, isn't it?
Really sort of know about it. Yeah, you've got this whole thing of, well, people might be able to get out of it and not be able to leak it early and stuff. And it's like, well, again, they could do what they did with Crimson Desert and basically have the game there, but you need a day one patch update, which is great, but it's still way better than a code in a box to actually activate and play it. Like, I don't think people would have an issue.
They don't want it physical because they don't want it. That's what it comes down to. They don't care what people want, what people say, want numbers. They just want it however they want it. I mean, like I say, with like the amount of hundreds of millions that Rockstar would have to pay to have all those discs and games printed, like that initial upfront. I know they'd sell them really quickly, but
it's
they
not
just don't
even
want to do
hundreds
it.
of millions.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
People, again, like if you order a bulk of disc printing, not expensive, It's not that expensive. It's not like what people used to think it was.
I know, but it's
actually
cheap.
fairly
I'll tell you
cheap.
what,
It's
it's
just as
cheaper than
much
just
to
doing it all
probably print
digital.
leaflets. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm surprised they have done codes in boxes. Because if you're going to do that, you might as well put a disc in.
To be fair, because I think they've talked about, aren't the PS6 basically going for the code in a box thing?
Don't know.
Well, if it's not even a disc
sure
drive,
they said something, or you be as they were still selling the digital codes at retailers, whether it's going to be code in the box or not. But if they were just doing code in the box for their entire line, they should get in shit from like environmental lobbyists, basically saying you're just wasting plastic. You're just doing a plastic case holding a bit of paper. What are you doing?
Well, Dougster's just put a comment in the Twitch. He says, I get why people want physical, but personally, it doesn't really bother me just getting it digital. I've bought brand new ones for £60 plus, and I've bought ones for like a £5 on both PlayStation and PC. I prefer PC because I can usually get them cheaper.
And there you go. You bought it cheaper, didn't you? So, yeah.
You can do that, whereas PlayStation is a closed-off platform and there's only one place you can buy the games from. So, you know, it's all down to price for me, really, and that lack of being able to sell them that. Like, I'm not prepared to pay £1,200 plus for a console and only be able to buy games from their digital store with no competition, because there's going to be no sales, is there? All their games will be expensive.
I mean, to be fair, at the moment, they have actually been having some pretty good sales on PSN. There is generally one on all the time, and there are some reasonable deals in there, to be fair.
There's a sale every Wednesday on PlayStation, a new weekly sale.
Yeah, but at the minute, there's competition at the minute.
Games on sale, but they probably won't put them on sale for as much. And then you've got this whole thing of aren't they being taken to court in various European countries over something to do with the PlayStation Store?
It's going on now. They've been dragging this out for years.
And you've got the variable pricing that's turning up for people to see like what people are willing to pay for stuff. So it's I could have like a DLC in my wish list, and it'll be like, right, we're going to drop it 20%. Oh, he hasn't bought it. Right, we'll drop it 25%. He still hasn't bought
Switch,
it.
that's what you said.
Oh, he's just bought it. Like
Switch. I was going to say, Switch. I think they're going to court with what you said, where PlayStation were just charging the same for pounds what they were charging for dollars in America and stuff like that. They weren't doing proper exchange rate, which is illegal. Like, I mean, theoretically they can do whatever they want, but like I think that's what they're going to court to, because it can be. I think it is dodgy. It's not, like I say, if it is actually illegal, they'll get done for it. But if they have to pay, that's probably another reason why they're putting the price up, because they're paying all this go to court. And if they have to start giving refunds for 5-10 years of people's digital PlayStation libraries, and they've got to give everyone £200-300 back, they're not going to be happy about that, are they?
I've just seen an interesting argument from Dougster in the Twitch again. He says, we've been lucky games have stayed around £60 price for so long. If you go back 30 years, most games were 40 to 60. Well, SNES games were even more, weren't they? If you changed it into today's money, that'd be over £100. Yeah, but what you're forgetting, mate, is it's a hobby at the end of the day, and people have less disposable income now. So I don't think
had the inflation argument for years. Inflation doesn't affect everything in the world.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? In other ways, because stuff's got cheap, some stuff goes down in price over the years. Look how much cheaper TVs are now compared to what they used to be.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you see what I mean? Like if I was, I mean, I got a 65-inch TV in the living room, which I paid like £1,000 for in 2008. You could probably get a 65-inch one now for probably £500-600. If you'd go back to buy one of those in the 90s, you're probably talking £5,000, aren't you? So
yeah, but going quickly, just going back to the price of games of £60 anyway, is the only reason that the games, you know, they keep saying they want to put the price of games up because the cost of development is so pricey and the rest of it. You got to remember though, and I've had this argument with someone once before about this. It's only the bloody Western studios that seem to have the huge flipping studios with,
Yeah.
you know, like Bungie's got 800 people working for it.
The Koreans got it.
You don't have there isn't 800 people that are making the bloody Zelda game.
Yeah.
What was the one last year?
Because they have more, because of the way the Westerners are. I mean, they probably have like fucking 20 breaks a day, whereas, you know, the Japanese people, they just work solid. It's just the culture's very different between the Western and, you know, the East. You know, and it's got worse and worse, isn't it?
A third of the Western video game industry has basically been laid off in the last 2 years.
Yeah, why is that? Because they're not needed. I don't
The budgeting is weird. It's like the same with films. Certain films, again, beating a dead horse. But yeah, you watch films now that are apparently like, oh, this cost 200 million to make, and it's like, what? And then you watch something like Godzilla -1 or something, and that was made for like under 15 million, and you just think, what the hell are you doing? Like, who are you paying? Where's this money going?
Yeah, I just want to say I'm not having a go because I feel bad. I don't want people to lose their job.
No, I do understand.
I'm not relishing in it, but I mean, we all work. We've all worked either where we are now or companies we've worked before, and you play the game. To be honest, he doesn't really do fuck all. She doesn't really do fuck all. Well, if she left tomorrow, no one would fucking notice. You know, so it's the same in all companies. Do you know what I mean? It's just the reason they've all gone from these like small studios of really good, passionate people to hundreds, sometimes thousands of people working on a game in multiple studios in different places of the world is because they thought, if we do that, we'll make FIFA money, COD money, GTA money. And they've all done it. They all thought, well, if we spend that much money, we'll make that much money back. And they haven't. So now they're downsizing.
This can be put on stuff like where gaming studios back in the day were loads of passionate people who were gamers themselves that wanted to make a fun, enjoyable game for people to play.
Yeah.
Now they're companies underneath another company, because they were bought out, and that company's telling them to make this game XYZ, whether you like it or not. And then you're just bringing people on. So it is kind of weird, like the way that whole industry is kind of turned. And all of the games that are generally knocking it out of the park or doing really well or being surprising, like, are mostly coming from indie studios now, or smaller studios set up by disgruntled employees that actually left and wanted to make the game they wanted to make instead of what they were told to make.
I still think it's crazy that like Bungie had like 850 people working on a game. You know, it is a lot of people, that is, isn't it?
That's mental, isn't it? A lot of people.
It is crazy, yeah. You know. And then you see a small studio like the man that made Minecraft and stuff, and you just, it's slightly different. But, you know, even Stardew Valley, I mean, that wasn't that many people that did that, was it, I think?
Well, this is the thing you see with indie games.
Genre.
Well, this is the thing with indie games.
Man on his own.
Yeah, is like it's either one or a small group of passionate people, usually men. 99% of the time it's men. They just want to make a cool game that they want to play, and that's where the gaming industry started, right? And then, like anything, gets ruined by all the money and the management and all the fucking and all that. And it's just, what's going to make us the most money? And they just fucking drained our hobby completely and made it shite.
Vlad Tepes, mate.
And this is what they would.
Before the horse, isn't they? Yeah. They try to make a game that makes money. They don't care if it's good. The same as anything. If it's good, like if it's a good movie, people will watch it. If it's a good game, people will play it. If it's bad, they won't. And it seems like these companies couldn't care less whether the game is crap, as long as it sells loads of copies. But the problem is people have worked that out now. They're not, they've got rid of they're putting all things into place to have people, to hopefully confuse them, and they'll buy the game thinking it's good and get ripped off. But now, because you've got so many review sites, the internet, podcasts like this, people will tell you this game is actually really shit. don't buy it. Whereas before, if you didn't read it in a magazine, you wouldn't know if a game was good or not, would you?
No.
Whereas
I used to take punts on games all the time because I used to import a load of games, so I'd generally get the game before the reviews of it had come out. But I think
would that be on
you
reputation
very
of what
rarely
they've
had
made
a
before,
shit
though?
game.
Yeah, but that was
you very
reputation
rarely
of
got
what
a poor game.
Yeah, I mean, I bought games. I've took punt on games like I really like Final Fantasy. So, Square Enix made this game, Vagrant Story. Oh, I trust them. They've a good, they make decent-ish games. So you take a punt, but that's over, years and many games of good faith. What good faith have these companies got today? Who's left that's got good faith?
Capcom, I think, has got good faith, and they've bounced back because of the whole on-disc DLC and shite they went through during the 360 PS3 era.
Yeah. I think they saw it, they tried and went, nope, go back to how we were before, just keep making decent games and plod along. Don't spend stupid money on stupid graphics, whereas Ubisoft and a lot of these other companies have doubled and tripled down on trying to do that, and that's why they're laying off so many people. I don't think Capcom are laying anyone off, are they?
Yeah, Square Enix pretty much got rid of most of their Western division, didn't they?
Mm.
And sort of tried to go back to what they were because they realised they were sort of stretching themselves too thin and taking quite a few hits.
Yeah.
The quietest people out of all of this, Nintendo. They just carry on being Nintendo, and
yeah, that's the thing out of all of this, isn't it? And, we've had studio closes from Microsoft's side. You've had Sony sort of shitting themselves and digital. Nintendo, they just go along doing their stuff. They do some stuff a bit iffy. The whole game card thing that's got nothing on it. As in like the code in the box.
It is kind of getting better. I think recently, even Bethesda have announced some of the games that weren't.
Yeah, Oblivion's going to have it on the
remastered.
And Skyrim.
And Indiana Jones is actually on the card.
Yeah, Indiana Jones is on the card. Yeah, if they do it with Fallout 4, I'll probably pick it up because I think I'd love to have that on the handheld on the go and stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, Liza P's coming out fully on the card with the DLC.
Right.
Later on this year.
Nintendo seem to be. There is still stuff that's a bit iffy, with the whole, as I say, what we just said. But no, they're just rolling along. They're just like, we'll just watch Microsoft and Sony just implode themselves, and we'll just keep making money. And I picked up a Switch a little while back, so a Switch 2.
Nice, isn't they?
Yeah, it is actually. I was actually quite impressed with the screen. Actually, it's a lot better than I thought because I had the OLED model. The original Switch.
The original,
yeah. And, I've only got one game, and that's Donkey Kong Bonanza or whatever. I quite enjoy that, actually. I quite enjoy it. I think but, yeah.
Got some demos on there, like the Star Fox demos on there, if you want to play.
Yeah, I had a go at that. Yeah, I struggled with that.
It's fucking rock hard, isn't it?
Yeah, it's rock hard. And the controls were upside down. It was late and it was in bed.
So what they've actually done now, Nintendo, and it only took them... 9 years, they've now updated the eShop app on the Switch 1, and now it actually works. Like it doesn't take a minute to load every page and stuff like that and stutter. I'm like, it only took you 9 years to actually fix the fucking Switch 1 store. Shocking.
But no, I'm really impressed with the Switch 2 because even like when you dock it looks really good on your telly as well. Yeah, very crisp.
Yeah, I noticed that.
That's what I noticed playing like Switch 1 compared to Switch 2. And like I said, they did the I don't know if you got that Stunty. Have you got any Switch 1 games?
Oh God, yeah, I've got loads. Yeah.
Yeah, well, have you turned? I said you have to turn boost mode on in the settings.
I haven't actually played a Switch game on not a Switch 1 game.
You turn that on in the setting, it basically forces it to be it thinks it's in dock mode, so you get 1080p rather than 720p.
Right.
If you play it handheld, so that don't forget to turn that on.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah. No, there's a few bits I need to. I did pick up Metroid Prime 4, but I haven't started it because I hadn't finished the last one. To be honest, Metroid Prime Remastered. And what was the other game I was thinking I was going to play? I've forgotten now. So
Ocarina of Time remake. Oh.
Yeah, I saw that's getting redone. I thought that was quite cool. But yeah, the Switch. I mean, that's what's going to happen. I think a lot of people that will leave Sony will go to Nintendo. I can't see them going to Microsoft.
I mean, they've literally got like a £400 Switch 2 with games with like, you know, cartridges in the box, however you look at it, all these things. It's half the price of the PS6. And you think in another 2 years' time, Switch 2 is going to be hitting its stride, isn't it?
Well, now's a good time to buy a Switch 2 because obviously the price is going up in September. So I'm glad I bought mine when I did.
Well, it's never going to go up to £1,000, is it?
Oh, well, I
was lucky because I got a brand new one.
Yeah, I thought I got a good deal, you know. Like, I got my console with Donkey Kong for free and Mario Kart World as well. I've bought the missus that Pocopia, and that's about it. I think it's a great system, though. I've only played it briefly, but that screen looks so good. Like,
how have they made a screen that's not OLED look that decent?
I don't know, but it's very. I think it's very impressive. I really do.
The only thing on the Switch 2 that buggers me is that the prices are quite expensive on the games, though.
Yes, that's why I've not bought any.
Parties don't particularly
that's the same.
greatly. I mean, you're usually going to be paying about 55 to 60.
Summer is here. At Orderly Meds, we know this time is a reminder that life is full of new beginnings. Whether you're celebrating the nice weather, starting a new chapter, planning a vacation, or simply looking ahead to what's next, this season can be the perfect time to invest in yourself and your health. If you've struggled with weight loss and are curious about GLP-1 medications, Orderly Meds can help you learn about your options. Through a simple virtual process, you can connect with licensed medical professionals who can determine whether treatment may be appropriate for you. Getting started is fast, convenient, and happens online from the comfort of home. This summer, consider a new approach to feeling your best. Visit orderlymeds.com/podcast to learn more. That's orderlymeds.com/podcast. orderlymeds.com/podcast. Because every new season is an opportunity to take the next step forward. Compounded medications are not FDA approved. Eligibility required and determined by a licensed provider. Individual results may vary. See website for details.
One of their first parties, which is quite nice that Star Fox and the new Splatoon that's coming out are literally launching for about 45.
Yeah, because I bought
and I think they might have done that with one of the Marios that came out recently. Like, is it Mario Tennis or Mario Football or something that came out?
Because I'm sure I bought Pocopia physical, and I was thinking it was £60. I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
That's a game key card, isn't it? I think
so.
I have no idea.
Do you know the worst thing about them game key cards? I don't care that it's a game key card, is they put that massive disclaimer on the bottom of the box, ruining the box up with a fucking QR.
Well, at least it's, to sort of obviously warn people that what it is they're getting. Because I can understand that, because
I get it.
Storage space on a handheld isn't great.
Yeah. So like I said, they're not trying to hide it like PlayStation and Xbox. They don't put that on the front of their game. By the way, there's only 200 meg on there. You have to be connected to the internet.
I will say...
they do. Well, they do put download. There is a download required.
Yeah, Microsoft's games on their own platform and other platforms are actually quite good for actually having on the front of the box internet download required.
Yeah, Indiana Jones does. It has that on the box, because I've got that here, and that says on there download.
Outer Worlds 2, I've got that today on physical.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is it doesn't
really good deal.
Cut out half of the box.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it's quite noticeable on the Switch, isn't it? Yeah. I noticed they released some of the Yakuzas on the Switch too. I noticed.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I noticed that Zero and I can't remember what the other one was.
Kiwami. One of the
Kiwami, that's it. Yeah, I saw them in CX. I was like, I haven't really got £25 though at the moment. But
they're good though, the newer ones, because they've actually given them like Zero. They've done an English dub on them.
Oh, nice.
Oh no, I still play in Japanese anyway. To be honest,
I
always play in Japanese. Yeah, but no, for some people, they probably can't handle the. I love the whole.
Yeah, same.
Definitely. I love Yakuza. It's got to have the proper, real, Japanese.
Have both. Remember when you used to just?
I don't want to hear some English guy go, "Oh, hello. Oh, have some tea."
You said my voice acting was really good.
I didn't.
But no, a lot of the Switch 2 games I'm just looking at, they are quite pricey though, aren't they? Because a lot of them are like 60 quid plus, aren't they? Even for the physical
Mario
copies.
Kart I would like, but
the first-party Nintendos will hardly ever go on any type of sale, but third parties will come down to like 25 quid.
I don't know, Yakuza 0 is 44 quid on shop2.net.
If you look, mate, I've seen that on disc for 25. I've seen it brand new for 25 on Hot UK deals.
Yeah. And then they re-released the Switch 1 games like Zeldas, both the Zeldas, but they're fucking full price, like 60 odd quid. Which I think's a bit cheeky.
It's because it's the Switch 2 version. So I got one of those because obviously I didn't have it on the original.
Right.
It's actually the Switch 1 version.
It costs you a little bit of money to upgrade them from if you've got it digitally on the Switch 1 to the Switch 2. You get
is that
pay for an
actually
upgrade.
right? In the box, it's just the Switch 1 cartridge and it gives you the download code.
No, there was no download code. I think it's probably the Switch 1 chip in the Switch 2 cartridge, and then it obviously just works
a lot of
like you own that code for the upgraded version or something. But it plays off the card. I didn't really have to install anything.
The only thing I did see on the Switch, I mean, it won't bother me at the moment because I'm not really playing it. I haven't got lots of games anyway. Is that these SD? It's not the normal SD card anymore. It's like some
it's an expensive one.
Yeah, they're quite. I looked them up and they were bloody expensive. I thought, well, I'll keep. I mean,
memory's going up again.
Well, it has quite a bit of internal storage because I haven't bought an SD card and I managed to download. Because I bought quite a lot of Switch 1 games digital, and I pretty much got all of my library installed just on the internal storage.
Yeah, I've got the same on my Switch.
256.
But what was the original Switch then?
32.
That's why. Yeah, because I remember putting an SD card in my Switch. I remember.
Yeah.
That's why. Because all the stuff I had quite a bit of digital stuff. As I say, I don't buy full games, but there was a lot of. I mean, I used to buy quite a bit on the Switch that was cheap because they used to do some really good sales on the Switch, didn't they?
Yeah, I get some. Yeah. I got loads of JRPGs.
And then some of the arcade stuff as well. You know, I used to pick some of that stuff up, like, Outrun or whatever, sort of the Sega stuff, because they were cheap and you can't get them in, anymore anyway, unless you got the cartridge out. And all of that lot's all went on my Switch too. So...
Hopefully, because of SanDisk and people like that, and loads. I think SanDisk, Nintendo's, Samsung, they all do those express cards. Hopefully, they'll eventually go a little bit or a lot cheaper, and they won't end up like the Xbox Series X little cartridges you plug in the back that are now gone up to over $1,000.
What the little? Because I've got one of those.
They've
things
actually dropped. Yeah, the 4 terabyte version I had in a wish list on Amazon. At one point, it went up to like over £1,000.
Yeah, that's what I'm on about. I'm like,
it's down again now.
Okay, because I've got one in the back of mine.
I want to pay 100 quid.
They're about 400 or 500 quid normally. I think you usually pay about £100 per terabyte.
Wow. Yeah, because I had to buy one of them because it was annoying me on the Xbox because it was like. You download Flight Simulator and it's like fucking 200 gig or whatever it was. And then I had something else. I think I had a Halo on there. And then it was like, I only had like 3 or 4 games. It's like, your hard drive is full. It's like, oh my God.
Have you got a external one, but just a normal cheap spinny one? Because what you can do, I think they changed it after, you can copy the actual series games onto the external. They won't play, but at least you won't have to keep like downloading them or from the disc. And
so on mine, I've got the expansion card. I've got a 1 terabyte expansion card, but also a spinny 1 terabyte drive for all my Xbox One and 360 games. That I've got on there, so I've got like 600 odd games installed in total. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't have that much digital 360 stuff because I didn't really buy much digital on the 360, and then all the stuff I have got that's 360 has never been added to the Xbox One anyway. I've got a hell of a lot of that still that's still stuck in the 360 era.
Yeah, because they have been quite good with their back compat, but there's still quite a hefty percentage that never come over, and that's why I still have my 360 plugged in as well, mate. To be honest.
Yeah, mine's not plugged in. I think it's in the storage unit still, but when I get it out, I will plug it back in again.
Like Blur is a prime example of a game I love to play that never went over. Project Gotham games.
Yeah.
You know,
Tony Hawk, they released, there was a Tony Hawk that was before they remastered it. There was actually a Tony Hawk game on the.
Oh, was there?
Yeah, there was they did do a Tony Hawk game that was on.
Yeah, just the first one, didn't he? Not the.
Yeah, it was just the arcade, but it was good. Yeah,
that was decent.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Didn't have none of the proper music though, I don't think.
You can't remember now. It's been a while.
Yeah. So, have we had enough of moaning for one Sunday evening?
Yeah, 360 Monocast.
That's it, mate. Yeah.
I wonder what Xbox are going to do this week to annoy us.
Well,
I don't know.
I'm hoping it's not as bad as what we think.
Be hoping they do some stuff. So it'd be interesting to see as soon as they stick their fucking sweaty little forehead out of the cave. You know what I mean? Whether they're going to get piled on straight away, regardless of whatever they post.
Yeah.
I think what Xbox should do is just keep quiet, wait, and let Sony. Well, no, just give him enough rope to hang himself, the same way Sony did with them with Xbox One. Don't announce it, but let the rumour mill say that the next Xbox is going to be all digital as well, and we're not going to do like all that sort of stuff. And then when PlayStation come out and say, here's your PS6, that's all this, blah, 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 and Xbox come out and go, bam, disk drive, and all your games you got to work. And if you put it in there, like that thing they're working on, you know, you could put your 360 disc in and that will convert it into a digital license, so you don't need to play it. And then people will be happy then, and they'll have a choice. And then PlayStation will be... fuck then, they can't then all of a sudden redesign the console to put a disc drive in, can they?
I think personally that the next console will be released without a CD drive, and I think they'll probably do what they did with like HD DVD.
Just have an external one.
Because I think it's too far. It's too far in development. Yeah.
No.
But I think it's too far in development for them to turn around and go, oh, we're going to have a disc drive on it, because they're coming out next year, so there's no way they're going to...
Oh, that's the rumours, mate.
Basically, everyone's already said, like, we don't give a shit if it's delayed till 2030 or longer. Like, there's still... This generation has still got legs.
Oh, big time. Yeah.
I know, it's weird, isn't it? It's like 2020.
And they want to kill off the discs for it, like, in just over a year. Year and a half.
It's normally every 7 years, isn't it? Every 7 years, and it's like, where's the 7 years gone?
Oh no, it's just a bit of blur, mate.
COVID's like made everyone lose about 2 or 3 years, basically. Plus, we're getting older, so you go to work for a week, and that's like a year done.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So when you go to work for a year, it feels like 10
already.
More than half. July. Put the Christmas tree up.
Longest day's gone now, isn't it?
Is it? Oh, yeah. Jesus.
Yeah.
Fucking yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be dark soon.
Heat wave coming soon.
Switch's favourite time. All the people coming out, sacrifice the virgins, all of that. You know, that's a joke. Burning the houses. You know.
Oh dear.
All right.
Well, on that happy note, guys, I think we're going to end it here. Thank you very much for coming on, Stunty. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Hope you can come on again in the near future. It's been fun having you.
I'll try and get on next week. If you do a Monday one, I can do next week easy anyway. I'm not sure about Sunday. I'll have to see. But yeah, I'll try and get on. If it's Sunday nights, it should be all right.
Cool. Yeah, it's pretty much always on a Sunday. So.
All right. Okay.
And there's no F1 next weekend, so I'll definitely be on the Sunday. So, yeah, all good. Cool. And obviously, Nick and Darren, thank you very much as normal. Excellent as always. And we'll actually try and talk about some games played next week. We've kind of run out of time to discuss it this week, so
no, it's fine. I didn't really play a lot, to be fair.
Oh, I put a big pile of games on the floor, all physical games that I've played.
Well, you'll have to take a picture and put it in the podcast chat on Discord, and we'll talk about them next week.
Yeah, okay.
Well, the other crazy thing is I think someone said there's like about 100 and something, no, 1,000 and something games available physically for the PS5.
Mad.
Apparently, I own just over 10% of those games. Then.
Fucking hell, mate.
Yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
I own a hell of a lot of... Yeah, I nearly own everything on the PS3.
Wow, that's mad.
As in, like,
Apparently certain games have gone up in value, like quite a few little old things. Like I know you saw like Blood in the Sea. Some games that kind of gone up in value.
Yeah, there is some games that are really creeping up in price. I mean, I've pretty much got all the PS3 stuff. There's only one PS3 game I don't have, actually. Blades of Steel. I think it's like £170 now to buy. I don't even know what the game is about. I've heard of it. I think it's Blades of Steel. Yeah, Blades of Steel. Don't remember it. I mean, I've got one here that I play, Truck Racer. That's a £40 game. So, on PS3. And it plays like Wreckfest, but with trucks.
And you might even be able to play it straight off the disc as well, rather than need to install it to the hardware.
Yeah, some of these, some of the PS3 stuff is, and some of them do still have trophies, which is quite good. Right.
Cool. Right, on that note, guys, thank you very much for coming on. Big thank you to everyone who's been listening live on Twitch. It's been awesome. From all of us here, it's been emotional. We will see you next week. Goodbye.